Hello, welcome back. We are currently on Unit 3 on this series of Illustrator, and today we are going to work on Pen Tool. I'm going to show you the color picker, and then the few options to zoom in and out of your screen using Command plus or the minus key. I'll show you a few other options for that on the keyboard as well. But I'll also show you the artboards too. In Photoshop, if we remember from Photoshop, we're used to being able to crop the picture. In this sense, cropping is a little bit more tricky in Illustrator. We can edit our artboards as much as we want though, which is pretty neat. So right away, we're going to start off talking about the pen tool. And once again, to refresh your memory, the toolbar is over to our right, okay? And pen tool is located here. You can push P on the keyboard. Now I found this image of some shapes online. I'm just going to borrow it. Have no idea who drew it. So we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to show you to do this and trace it out with the pen tool using obviously anchor points and paths and things. Okay, so if you have your own drawing, this is kind of a good thing to know how to do. If you do a sketch, you can just simply and quickly sketch it out. So with the pen tool, what we want to do is kind of illustrate this. Right now it's just a JPEG that is pixelated. We want to turn this into a vector graphic. I need to zoom in on this, however. To zoom in, we're going to hold on the Command key on the keyboard and push the plus sign. Okay, that zooms us in. All right. Also, if you hold on the space bar, remember, as you look at my cursor, right, it changes. It changes into a hand. I can click now with my mouse and drag it over in place. All right. To zoom out, Command minus key. Okay, here it is. Command plus or minus. Let's zoom in again. Let's move it over. Okay. Now with the artboards, notice if you think that you want to change the shape of your artboard, notice my picture is not the same shape as my artboard. I can change the size of that if I want by just simply clicking on over my toolbar this artboard tool or Shift plus O. Okay, and now what I can do is, you know, if you're picky like me, maybe a little OCD, I don't know, go ahead and you can change the shape. All right. And then we can just double click on it and we're all set to go. If you want to print from this size, you know, you can also check the size of your artboard. It'll tell you that as you scroll. It should tell you where that is. I'm not too sure, but I think the X and Y will tell you kind of the width and the height. There we go. Will tell you the dimensions of your artboard. Okay, so there you have it. And you can also add artboards. All right. If you wanted to add one, you could just simply go over here and draw it. That also will give you a second artboard. And you can have as many as you want. All right. I'm gonna get rid of that one. I don't want it. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started with the pen tool. All right. So with the pen tool, what we want to do is start with our pen tool and just drop an anchor point. And what we want to do is trace around this. Okay. So I'll start at a corner here and just kind of drop an anchor point, and what we're going to do is go around this curve just like so, and I'm just going to click and hold the mouse key and drag it so it bends. Okay, now I can click over here, it'll follow that same curve. I can click once and it'll follow the curve. Okay, now Apple Z or Command Z will take away my last move. That's also under Edit, Undo. Okay, so now, however, if I go back to this, if I click on this, notice that little arrow next to my pen tool. If I click on that, it takes away that handle. So if I click over here, look what happens. It creates a straight line. Now I can adjust this by holding it down as I click, hold it down as I click, and bend it out. That'll also create a curve. Okay. Now notice, maybe I want to really make this line perfected and really go over this line here. Notice what happens if I just click again. Right? It's going to follow a weird curve. I don't want that one. So that's why I want to go back to this handle and click and then shape that the way I want it. Just like that. I'm going to go back to this anchor point and then shape it the way I want it. Like so. Okay? Notice this angle here of this curve. If I click here, it's going to just match this. And that's kind of okay. I kind of like that. That's not too bad. All right? Notice there's no handle here. Okay, there's no handle, so what that means is it's going to make a straight line. And then I'm going to have to change it, bend it, make it work. Okay? hey, we got this big black nonsense in our way. So I don't like that. So we have to look at, that's our color picker. It's our fill color. So what's happening is as we make a stroke, as we make a line, it's filling the color automatically. If we don't want that, we have to click on this and then go to our color picker and click the strike through. And now all we see is our path. That blue line is called our path. Now we know that we can continue on from here and finish it out. Okay, like that. But notice my curve is not what I want it to be. I'm going to undo that, Apple Z or Command Z, go back to here with my little arrow next to our pen tool, click on it, and then finish it off. Give it a little bend maybe, just like so, and that's fine. Now what I can do is, being that we have a closed path, did you notice that? Did you see that, what happened? Look at next to the pen tool. So you see that little arrow there? That is a symbol for an enclosed line. That's what a circle is. So what we need to do is find that circle. That's our beginning anchor point. We want to find that beginning anchor point, click on it, and drag it to finish off that shape. Now we have a shape. We can now fill it with color. If we just click on this is a default fill and stroke. So it'll fill it with white and put a stroke of black on it. Okay? So there's our first shape. Now we can do some things to this. We can go to our selection tool, click on it. If we don't like it, I mean, if we don't want to see it, we can hide this, or we can just, by going to hide selection, we can hide it. When we want to see it again, go to Object, Show All. Okay? So if you want it all the way, hide selection. Now, we're going to eventually talk about layers and how we can utilize layers to our benefit. Okay, if I show all, notice if we click under layers, we have a whole bunch of paths happening here. Okay, we can close down some of these things. We want to see our background, but we're working on the same layer right now. Okay, whenever you put a new path down, it's going to automatically make a new path under the subgroup under layer 1. Okay, if we open up the eye, we're going to be able to see it. This is another way to do it. Okay, so you can go click down your layers under your paths for your layer, and then close down the eye if you don't want to see what's going on. Make sure that this layer is selected though, okay, before moving on. Now I can go through here again, bend and match, go back to here, click on this, I'll roll around. Okay, you get the idea, I hope, right? That's just tracing out a sketch. Once again, if you have a Wacom tablet or something like some type of tablet where you can do this by hand, it's a lot easier, a lot quicker. And I'm just doing a rough job with this, just to give you the main idea of what it might look like to go kind of a little quicker. You get the hang of it as you go. But the idea of the pen tool is to get nice smooth lines, okay? Oftentimes people do this. They try to do this with straight lines. That's no good, because then you got all these nasty looking angles and bumps and stuff that you want. You don't want that. You want artwork that looks smooth. Smooth artwork looks better, right? Don't you agree? Okay? So there's the pen tool. If you want to delete something, all you got to do is click on it and hit the delete key on the keyboard. Okay? Those aren't good. I don't like those. Okay? But notice it automatically puts a new layer over on our layer palette under, for our path options. All right? So there's the pen tool. Let's see what we got left going on here. Oh, by the way, if you hold on the space bar, I think I showed you this before, but you can move it anywhere you want, okay? So zoom out, artboard, I think we clicked everything. We talked a little bit about the color picker. Once again, if you click on your shape, the color picker is here. Here's your stroke, all right? You can also change it by double-clicking on it. You can change the stroke color if you want. You can also change the fill color by double-clicking on the fill color. Oops, I didn't select the green, did I? I want my green, got to select nice green. There we go. Okay, there's the pen tool, guys. I know it's quick, but I already took 9 minutes of this, so I'm gonna let you go. Look forward to the next tutorial. All right, good luck. No, not face.